Hello, good evening, and welcome to all of you. This is Rajesh Kumar Singhal, and I am here to present a new lecture on the drought resistance in plants. So, friends, this is a very important topic for all the competitive exams. And in the last lecture, we discussed the different responses of the drought stress. And in this lecture, we will discuss the different resistance mechanism in the plants. So what is drought? So already discussed that drought is the less availability of water for the plant growth. मीन्स अगर जो पानी है आपके प्लांट के लिए अगर कम अवेलेबल है, या फिर सॉइल ड्रॉट मीन्स देर इज लेस वाटर इन द सॉइल्स. थर्ड, meteorological drought means there is less rainfall. So these are come under the agronomical, meteorological or soil drought. Now come to the resistance. So what is resistance? Resistance is the mechanism, means how plant respond, or adapt or survive. Means if there is a water stress, then how a plant respond to this stress, or how plant adopt this condition, or how plant survive under this condition. And by this process there are three mechanisms. It could be there will be some physiological changes, or there will be some morphological changes, or there is some biochemical or molecular changes. So by this process plant develop the resistance. So this is clear that what is drought and what is resistance. So resistance is the respond, adopt and survive under the any condition or any stress environment. And how they develop this resistance mechanism? By the change in the physiological, morphological and biomolecular changes. Okay, so there are three types of drought resistance plant, or we can say there are three types of plant which show the drought resistance mechanism. So first one is the drought escapers, second one is the drought avoidance, and third one is the drought resistant. So these three are the different types of plant which respond, adopt and survive differently under the drought stress. So first we come to the drought escapers. So जैसे कि नाम से पता चल रहा है, what is escapers? Escapers means they escape the drought situation, means they never face the real drought conditions. Means before drought onset of the drought, they complete their life cycle, and for this they have certain morphological or physiological mechanism by which they can avoid the, or they can escape the drought stress. So first mechanism is the rapid phenological changes. So what is this phenological? Phenological means there are so many plant growth stages, means from vegetative, means germination, vegetative, reproductive and maturity. So there are so many phenological changes in a life cycle of the plant. Okay, so there will be rapid phenological changes, means when there will be a drought condition, so any plant complete their life cycle very fast. means ड्रॉट के आने से पहले उसने अपनी लाइफ साइकिल को कंप्लीट कर लिया, और जितने फिनोलॉजिकल चेंजेस है वो कंप्लीट कर लिए बिफोर ऑनसेट ऑफ द ड्रॉट. सेकंड इज द डेवलपमेंटल प्लास्टिसिटी. सो व्हाट इज डेवलपमेंटल प्लास्टिसिटी? मींस हाउ दे एडजस्ट. ओके, व्हाट इज डेवलपमेंटल प्लास्टिसिटी? मींस हाउ दे एडजस्ट टू द फिनोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट. ओके, मीन्स अगर कोई भी आपका एनवायरमेंटल चेंज हो रहा है, उसमें डिफरेंट फिनोलॉजिकल चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, and how they adjust, means they are reducing, they are increasing the life cycle. So this is called developmental plasticity. Okay, so they can reduce or they can increase the phenological stages. So this is called as a developmental plasticity. And third character is the flowering time. So friends, you know that flowering is a very critical stage for the drought stress, and drought stress reduce the uh, fertilization, even so many processes, pollination and so many processes. So these types of plant complete the flowering time before the onset of drought stress. So this is also one of the mechanism. And fourth mechanism is the crop duration, means they have less crop duration, so they reduce the crop duration so they can escape from the drought stress. And next one is the leaf shedding, means in Robusta coffee there is a mechanism so by which they shed the all the leaves, means they remove all the unwanted parts, so the water availability or they can survive under this drought stress. And next one is the short duration variety. So this is the target of a breeder, means he want to develop a short duration variety which can be escape from the drought and can perform well under the conditions. Okay, next is the matching growth duration with the soil moisture. So most of the drought escapers also adopt this mechanism by which they can match their growth duration with the availability of soil moisture. Means if there is a less soil moisture, then they will accelerate their phenological changes. So friends, these are the drought escapers. So drought escapers have certain mechanisms. They have complete life cycle, rapid phenological changes, developmental plasticity, less flowering time, and less crop duration, also shedding of the leaves and short duration variety. So these are the typical characters of drought escapers. Now come to the second types of plant, that is known as drought avoidance. So as names show that these plant avoid the drought stress. How they avoid? So in this category there are two types of plant. First is the water saver and second one is the water spender. So they are also known as water saver means pessimistic and water spender means optimistic. Okay, so as name show, water saver means these plants have certain physiological or biochemical mechanism by which they can save the water. Okay, second types of are water spender, means these are the group of plant which collect more water under their tissue so they can utilize under the drought stress. So यहाँ पे आपके दो टाइप के प्लांट है, एक तो वाटर सेवर है, दूसरा वाटर स्पेंडर है। तो वाटर सेवर तो क्या करते हैं कि वो पानी को एफिशिएंटली यूटिलाइज करते हैं, और वाटर स्पेंडर क्या होते हैं, वो ड्रॉट के ऑनसेट से पहले अपना पूरा वाटर टिश्यू में कलेक्ट कर लेते हैं एंड एट द टाइम ऑफ ड्रॉट दे स्पेंड द वाटर. Okay, so for this there are certain traits like stomatal movement. Okay, means there will be a closing and opening of the stomata. Okay, second is the extensive and prolific root system. So the water spender have high extensive and prolific root system, so they can mine more water from the soil layer and this water can be utilized under drought stress. Then next character is the phenotypic flexibility, means according to situation they can be changed. Then fourth character is the glucosinase or waxy blooms. These types of plant have certain waxy coating on the leaf surface, so it reduces the transpiration process or water evaporation from the leaf surface. Okay, so they can save the water. Next character is the leaf rolling, So you have seen in certain plants that under drought condition, some plant roll their leaf. So it reduces the leaf area. So it also reduces the transpiration rate. Okay. Then next character is the stay greens. Means these are the lines which maintain their greenness throughout the or later stage they are green. So they maintain the water level. And next character also is there tissue hydration. Means some plant maintain higher water potential in their tissues, so they can be utilized under the drought stress. So friends, these are the also the plant which are not a real fighter for the drought stress. Okay, because they have certain mechanism, so which can be provide drought avoidance or somehow some level of tolerance. So these are the second types of plant. Now come to the third types of plant, that is known as drought tolerance. So these are the plant which are real fighter and they have some adaptive mechanism which make them drought tolerance. Okay. So first one is the compatible solutes and osmotic adjustment. So there are certain organic compounds, salts, which increase the water attraction. Okay. So there are some salt like soluble sugar is there, sugar alcohols is there like mannitol. Okay, mannitol, then proline, glycine betaine, some organic acids, some iron like calcium, potassium, calcium, and next free amino acids. So these are the osmolytes or compatible solutes. So these compound accumulates and attract more water. Okay. Then next is the feature is the antioxidants. Means some plants have it could be antioxidant means it could be enzymatic or non-enzymatic antioxidants. So antioxidants are the molecules, compounds, enzymes which useful for the reduction of reactive oxygen species. It also act as a defense system of the plants. Okay. So you know that ROS reactive oxygen species. So there are so many reactive oxygen like hydroxy radical is there, peroxide is there, superoxide is there. So there are so many highly active oxygen species which uh, which which act as a oxidative stress, and opposite to this plant have some system of enzymatic and non-enzymatic compound which fight against the oxidative stress, that is known as antioxidants. So example is SOD, that is known as super oxide dismutase, second CAT catalase, third APX ascorbate peroxidase, then GR glutathione reductase, and fourth is a peroxidase. Okay, so these are the some enzymatic oxidant. Okay, so these are the enzymatic oxidant. Now come to the non-enzymatic oxidant. So these are the non-enzymatic oxidant like carotenoids, beta carotene is also there. Okay, so it reduces the photosynthetic damage. Okay, then glutathione is there, ascorbic acid, that is also known as vitamin C. So this also work as a antioxidants. Okay, and last is the tocopherol, that is known as vitamin A. So these are the compounds which act as a antioxidant, non-enzymatic antioxidant compounds. Next mechanism is the plant growth regulators. So you know that there are so many hormones like abscisic acid, that is very important hormone and known as stress hormone. Okay, then gibberellin, cytokinin, salicylic acid, and polyamines. So these hormones also change during the stress condition and maintain the stress tolerance in the plants. Okay. Next come to the stress proteins. So friend, these are the protein which act against the stress and provide the stress tolerance. So some known protein is the LIA, that is known as late embryogenic abundant protein. Then HSP, that is known as heat shock protein. So this protein work as a chaperone, means this protein work in the folding and unfolding of the enzymes and proteins. Then cyclophilins and DHY, dehydrins. So नाम से पता चल रहा है these are the stress proteins, मतलब आपका stress provide कराएंगे. Next are the aquaporins. तो नाम से पता चल रहा है aqua means water, porins means pores. So these are the some proteins family which act as a pore or channel for the transport of the water in the cell membranes. So if a plant have more aquaporins, means they transport more water and maintain the turgidity of the cells. So these are also important feature for the providing tolerance against the water stress. Next come to the cell membrane stability. So friends, already discussed that there are so many reactive oxygen species. So these species mainly act on the cell membrane, and you know that cell membrane is made up of lipid and protein. So these reactive oxygen species attack on the cell membrane lipids and cause for the lipid peroxidation. Okay, so when there will be a lipid peroxidation, then the membrane permeability is lost. So now the membrane is not selectively permeable for the iron and other molecules. So it will reduce the stability of the cell. Then finally it cause the damaging of the cell organelle. Okay. So if a plant have more cell membrane stability, then it have more stress tolerance. Okay. Next come to the transcription factors. So there are so many transcription factors which regulate the stress tolerance, and important are DREV1A, MyB, DR5, drought resistant 5, Werke, NAC, MyB. So these are the important transcription factors which expressed under the stress tolerance, stress condition, and regulate the tolerance. Okay. And next component is the signal transduction. So friends, you know that signaling is a very important part of the transmission of stress signaling. So there are so many components of signals like calcium dependent kinase, even reactive oxygen species act as a signaling, and MEPK. This is mitogen activated protein kinase. So these are the signal component which sense the signal and activates the stress protein or stress transcription factors, and over express the or regulate the or increase the stress genes and provide the drought tolerance. And when there will be a drought tolerance, then plant respond well, survive well, and the most important, the economic yield. So they also provide the sufficient or optimum yield. So this is about the drought resistance mechanism in the plant. So we have discussed that three types of mechanism or three types of plants, which is drought escapers, tolerance, and avoidance. And they have different mechanism. And drought escapers, they complete life cycle before the drought. Drought avoidance, they already have certain mechanism, so they can avoid the drought. But drought tolerance, they have not certain mechanism, but they have developed against the under the drought stress, like compatible solutes, antioxidants, stress protein. So by which those process they make them tolerance. So this is about the drought resistance in plants. So I hope you understand well, and thank you very much.